Oakley dokley, we're back. So I put a question in chat during the commercial break, and we're going to see what people are saying probably right around now. Do you want to see what is possibly a ZVZ with Nurchio or versus sort of? Nurchio's still playing his previous series. It's not done. Or alternatively, we just follow Namshar to the ZVP. And it looks like it's about 50-50 so far. Namshar versus ShoWTimE, ShoWTimE ZVP. I'm biased for ZVZ. But I'm sure most of them are on ZVP. Yeah, okay, so seeing opinions at a glance, it looks like ZVP might just be the way to go. We'll head in that direction. So I do want to talk about some other cool stuff unrelated to the cast while we're waiting. And that is, we've made some progress. We still have to wait for paperwork to be signed, which is always the worst part about working with anything legally. You know, screw me for being a good citizen and all that. I don't even know what you would call that phrase. Someone who doesn't want to breach contracts or whatever. Doing things by the book. That's the phrase I'm looking for. Thank you. Thank you, Rifkin. Yeah, I know Rifkin. So we're still trying to get things set up for it, but I've got the language. I've got the fundraising stuff pretty much set up. I'm really, really excited for this giant project because, guys, I really want to do an offline event next year. I really, really do. When we went to Korea and got to cast the Alima League finals, that was really cool, and that was like expected. But when we got to cast the VSL finals as well, like the bonus event really just surged my motivation. And I know we're not going to get cast, we're not getting hired by DreamHack, and I know we're not going to get hired by ESL or WCS and all that. But I really want to cast a live event. So just like everything we've done up to this point, we're going to have to do it ourselves and with our fans, with our community. So I hope you guys will support us in our endeavors. When the time comes. But again, we're like close. We're not there yet. We gotta wait for the paperwork and stuff to get signed, but we got some really cool stuff set up for it. We even, actually, to give you guys a bit of a spoiler, we got permission from Neeb to let Scarlet eat ramen out of the Kespa cup as a fundraising goal. If we wanted to do it that way. So some cool fun stuff planned out. People asking about Zombie Grub. She's not here. This wasn't a scheduled cast, guys. I was just up, and I was like, look, I can either play Civ 6 on my own and just, like, be really bored and whatever up until our cast, or I can do something a little productive. Maybe I can make a couple of bucks. Like, if a $5 donation comes in, fantastic. There's lunch for me type thing. But we'll see. She'll be here for the Yord tournament in about 3 hours from now. But she's not scheduled to be here because this wasn't scheduled to be a cast. In fact, I would hope and imagine she's either sleeping or chilling with friends at this point. But I don't know. I will say that's a little bit of a sad thing. Like, if we want to do like a real talk for a moment, guys, like we're gonna get like real talk for a sec. A lot of you guys don't really know the relationship Zombie Grub and I have, and you probably would never understand it, even if I took like a million years to explain it, because it's like super complicated for a million different reasons, but because of the business aspect of it, most importantly. So don't get too excited there, those looking for drama. But I do miss her. It's her in Korea. She's been very good at. She's still attending events, and we didn't really cast. And it's not like we super hung out all the time off stream or anything. In fact, we rarely play games or anything unless it's the co-op or the weekly mutation. But the time zone has made it really hard to just communicate with her. So even sending like a message or like, hey, get back to me about blank, or hey, did you hear back from a sponsor regarding X? Like, it's just a little bit more difficult. Sad face. So yeah, ZVP. All right, ShoWTimE versus Namshar. Let's do this. ShoWTimE versus Namshar, ladies and gentlemen. Another ZVP. Even though I did see quite a few ZVZ requests in chat, I do apologize. I think I'm a little bit more inclined to do the not mirror matchup. That being said, I believe Take TV and Wardy are casting the other one, although I'll confirm for you guys in a second. I know for sure like Emil's going to be following Nurchio, so if you really want to watch Nurchio's games, Emil's stream will always be the place to be for that. But ShoWTimE versus Namshar. Oh, they're not going to use the WCS mod. Feels bad, man. Any chance to rehost with WCS mod? Pretty, please. Nice. So we're going to get the WCS mod on. Dude, I said pretty please, and I used like 3 pretties, and I think that's what it came down to. You could have streamed Civ 6 Yeah, that's true, but I find Civ 6 to be really boring. I'm not going to be a very interesting person to watch while playing it, because I just sit there and I go, like, quiet mode while I play. Oh, I do need to stretch, though. It's so early in the day. My back is all cramped up. My muscles are all like, ah. Why don't you think you'll be picked up by WCS or DreamHack? Again, things I can't tell you guys about. Nothing dramatic, just, I guess, politics, whatever. Also some sadly superficial reasons, but that's neither here nor there. That's it's part of life. Getting into game though, let's focus on this, huh? We got a semifinals match. Again, quick reminder that while we're casting the PvZ here, there is a ZVZ going on the other half of the bracket. It's sort of versus Nurcio, and I believe it's playing out on Warty, so English, or Emil for Polish. If you guys want to check out those streams, or if anyone wants to provide some links in chats, by all means, please do. But keep in mind, if you're not subbed, you're going to get timed down. Anyways, getting into the match, spawning here in the bottom left side, we got the Red Zerg. He just took on the Korean Protoss Billowy. It's gonna be the red. That's. You know what? Let's back that up. All right, hey guys, welcome to the Go for StarCraft cast. It's the semifinals. In the bottom left side of the map, we got the red Zerg player. It's Namshar, and he just killed the Korean Protoss Billowy. Is that a better intro? Did that sound better? Because that's what I was aiming for the first time when I absolutely missed. Top right side, we got the blue Protoss ShoWTimE. Now, ShoWTimE beat Mana in a PvP to get here, so I can't really speak too much on like, oh yeah, this guy just beat a bunch of really cool European Zergs, but the fact that Namshar was able to take Billowy on is, I think, for A, a good thing, but also B, maybe not that reflective on this match. Billowy would be suffering from latency. We know that. It's a common whatever. But it's the fact that this was a Korean player who was playing a little bit different. We're not seeing a lot of Protoss players rush out a Templar Archives to go for Archons. We're seeing a lot more people do Dark Shrines for that, and less on the charge lots and other moves. I don't think Billowy was playing bad, mind you. I'm just saying he's probably playing a bit different than what ShoWTimE's doing. That being said, I'm really curious what ShoWTimE plans to do. We haven't got to see a lot of him, and I actually tried to get a show match going with him more recently, but he was busy at the time, so I did want to set up ShoWTimE versus Nurcio. That was what was supposed to play yesterday before the Overwatch tournament, but that fell through, so we ended up casting replays. Either way, I'm very excited to see how this will go. For me, again, I think in every time I've cast this matchup so far, whether I've said it verbally on the stream or I'm just thinking it in the back of my mind, the question has been like, is this Zerg guy going to go Hydras? And Namshar kind of proved, at least so far, that he doesn't need to. That third and final game, we saw him use Hydras really well, but the two games leading up into it, even the one he lost, he didn't lose too badly. It was not Hydra-based. Big Beef 2 says, bruh, I have back pain in the morning as well. Yo, so I learned this exercise from my chiropractor called, I think it's just, he called it like windshield wipers. But you just lay flat on the ground, then bring your knees up, and like a triangle or whatever, and just swing them back and forth like from ground to ground. So left, right, kind of like you're skiing while lying down, I guess would be a better way to describe that. But yo, it feels so good. It is so good for your back too. Lotion is motion is what he always tells me. Anyways, let's see. No Overlord scouting really going off just yet, but Namshar is investing in speed, so he should be able to get to the main base of ShoWTimE with relative ease. Another aspect of this too is while Billowy might not be playing a lot of ladder games on Europe, Namshar and Billowy are more likely to have played each other than Namshar and ShoWTimE, excuse me, are more likely to have played each other than Namshar and Billowy, so there might be a bit of meta game going on before anyone even sees anything. Like if you've played Namshar 100 times and every time he goes Roaches and not Hydras, you're gonna know his playstyle pretty well. Whoa, when did Twitch add a rewind feature? I know, right? How great was that? Look, I nailed it. Dark Shrine coming up, and it's in full vision of the Overlord that scouted it, so we'll see if he decides to keep it. We've actually been seeing some Protoss players just say screw it and cancel if it gets revealed. It's not worth it. Even though, again, like I really want to emphasize, like this is rarely for Dark Templar and a lot more for Archons through the cost efficiency of Dark Templar. That being said, I will never forget watching Zest play the way he did on the European server versus Zerg. And that's just like some DTs with good micromanagement doing a lot more damage than Archons did. And I think the way it'll pretty much always measure up is if you see somebody not going for roaches and not going for a fast Hydralist and they only have Lings. I actually think the DTs are going to be better than the Archons would be. But that being said, the Archons are pretty fantastic on their own. And the range they get helps them deal with things like roaches a lot more easily. Not to mention the damage they deal. But here comes those first 4 DTs. And it looks like they're actually rallied in. So this might not be Archons. And yes, ShoWTimE is going to be emulating something we saw out of Zest about 2 or 3 days ago. Queen goes down immediately. This Spore Crawler does not stand a chance in hell. There's going to be no detection here. So the layer's still not finished. So this third base is pretty much guaranteed to die, I'd say. Although Dark Templar, please swing. There you go. Swing, baby, swing. Sweat, baby, sweat. Third base goes down. I don't think he's going to get much more done with these. So he's probably going to consider Archons at this point. But that was a really nice start for ShoWTimE. In fact, he's going to use the Warp Prism to maneuver around and get a couple of auto attacks on that Roach. That was kind of funny and cool to see, too. Their base begins on the other side of the map, I guess, while that attack had commenced. So the Nexus is about halfway done, and ShoWTimE should pretty happily be on a third base. Of course, as the Archons finish merging up, he's going to lift him, drop him. If he had kept the Templar, he would have actually been able to shut the base down again. There's still not really detection reliably out yet, but the Archons have some pretty nice damage. Here comes the Overseer, but the Roaches are out of position, and they're slow, and they're off creep. So it feels bad for a lot of different reasons, but most importantly, the Queen gets picked off. The Spore Crawler could also get killed, potentially. I mean, it's not the Roaches that are going to stop this attack. It's whatever finally deals with the Warp Prism that will stop these attacks. So, looking to kill the... If he can kill the Overseer, that gives him the potential to warp in more. No cancel out on Namshar is pretty bad, though. Loses that third base. And, oh my god, I just looked at the resources lost. Namshar has killed 1 Adept and 1 Probe this game. Meanwhile, ShoWTimE has wrecked a hatchery, 6 Lings, 2 Queens, 7 drones. I will say, we've actually seen Zerg players take this much damage, or in some cases even more, and still win the game. So, ShoWTimE's had a really great opener. There's no debating that. But is this follow-up army going to be good enough? I want to say yeah. I think with some good Sentry force fields, Stalkers are going to have Blink. You've got that Immortal in the mix. I don't think these Roaches should get a lot done, because on top of this, too, there's going to be that Warp Prism Archon micro happening behind this. The question comes down to what's ShoWTimE paying more attention to, right? Like, do you want to, like, you might lose all your sentries to one bad corrosive pile because you're busy microing the Archons. It's a tough decision to make, but it's one ShoWTimE's going to have to make because Namshar's on the front line and he's looking to fight. Guardian's Shield goes up to help reduce some of the damage, and already this army is being beaten back. Oh, this has just not been a great game for Namshar. And if this army dies, this is like everything from... Oh, did I hit Control A at some point? Or no, what was the... Man? It doesn't matter. GG. ShoWTimE takes the game. There was something that you could press that turns off the army tab, and I guess I clicked at that game and didn't realize it, so it's a bit awkward. Thank you to Alling, by the way. I didn't see this earlier. This must have been during the ad break. They subbed for 22 months and said the problem with drinking and driving is that trees defend themselves very well. Another stupid saying. Oh, as per what I was saying earlier. Nice. Is there no way my camera can, like, just adjust to the light? Like, where's the white balancing option? Configure manually. Configure video input? There we go. Alright. Zoom in on my face. No, I don't want to be zoomed in on my face. Don't zoom in on my face. White balance, don't auto. Hey, when this thing's not being a shitty automatic white balance, I look fine. I don't understand. Alright, well, we're getting the game. In the meantime, I don't know, I got that voice going on. Spawning in the bottom central portion of Vanai Research Station. He's up 1 game. Currently, it's the Red Zerg Namshar. And the top central spot going to be the blue Protoss ShoWTimE. Which I just realized, nope, that's wrong. ShoWTimE's the one who kicked ass that game. So Namshar's down 1 game. And ShoWTimE's looking to be just absolutely fantastic. I just pressed the wrong button on the overlay, and I was reading the overlay instead of thinking with my brain. I know, that's not how you should do things. Also, if you guys could do me a favor, I cannot ask you to upvote it. It is literally not allowed. But I would love for you to consider looking at and then making your own decision as a human being whether it's worth upvoting this thread regarding the qualifier starting in a few hours for the Yord Woodwatch tournament. Of course, it's an open tournament to all and anyone, so if you guys are watching right now, you do not have to be a pro player. You don't got to be Namshar. You don't got to be ShoWTimE. You don't got to be one of these semifinalists to be able to play. It's open to anybody, any league, and if you happen to win, you'll get a $200 gift code for some watch action through Yord Woodwatches. I guess as a quick little pre-promo, I'll mention to check out woodwatches.com/base if you guys want to see how much money we've raised so far. Actually, how much money have we raised so far? Excuse me, I'm tapped out for the moment. I'll just auto-follow the probe. We are up to $697 raised with 25 watches sold. That's fan-frickin-tastic. Anyways, do what you guys want. Be appreciated though if you check out the thread nonetheless. And hopefully we'll get some good signups again. Last time we got pretty lucky, I think, with some people such as Zest and Stats and all the Koreans. I'm not sure we'll see that again. I would actually be really happy if we just had a lot of good foreigners show up. The fact that we have Snoot and Euthermal already in the finals, I would love for one Protoss and maybe another Zerg to get through. I think it would make for a really, really good group, like round of like 4-person group. Unfortunately, though, just thinking, like I'm literally doing a head-scratching moment. There's not that many Terran in Europe I can really think of, so we just have to hope somebody like Kelazur comes to play from North America or something, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, coming back to the main ShoWTimE. Got a scout. Survive with the probe. No proxies going down. I want to see what he does for this particular game. I think Namshar, he took a lot of damage from that early game, and he certainly got caught off guard by the DTs, and the Spore Crawler was so close to being finished. I can't say he did a lot wrong, other than maybe should have been a little bit more paranoid and put down that Spore Crawler like 4 seconds sooner without scouting anything. It's a dumb thing to say, but really, there's some Zergs here at this point where every time we cast them PvZ, they're doing 3 Spore Crawlers simultaneously, all in the mineral lines, all in the same times, regardless of what's on the map. Doesn't matter whether they were anticipating a Phoenix or Dark Templar. The idea is that you already have it down, so you won't need to worry about it. But it's expensive, and it's not easy to justify spending that much money sometimes. So I get why people don't do it for certain, but at this point, DTs being so prevalent, you might want to. Yeah, zombie up in that car accident. Yeah, the worst part was she didn't die. She survived through it. Oh, God, that would be miserable, actually. I'm not even going to make that joke. God, I hope that doesn't happen. Because in Korea, the car drivers are crazy. I'm not even kidding. This isn't even a racist thing. It's not like literally the cab drivers there are like, hey, the speed limit's 60. Let's just floor it to 100. And by the way, and this is a real story, when we got to Busan, we're taking this corner. And we're taking this corner at literally like 90 miles an hour type thing, right? Not literally, but I guess what I'm assuming is really, really fast speeds. Point is, there's 3 children. Like, they're tiny little kids with no parents around. They're like probably 10 years old. They got little hats on. It's so adorable. They're holding hands crossing the street. And this guy honks his horn instead of slowing down and plows through them. So, like, 2 jump forward and 1 jumps back so nobody gets hurt and nobody gets hit. But I'm like, damn, dude. Look, like, we're not going to give you a tip because we got there like 15 seconds sooner while committing manslaughter. Please. So I have taken Ubers and taxis in most cities I've been to, with the exclusion of Germany, because TakeTV had one of their staff people like shuttling people around. But everywhere else in the world that I've been, taxis and Ubers have been pretty tame. Not Korea though. Korea has no chill. Oh, this is a problem. Namshar actually has detection this time, which is a good start, but he doesn't necessarily have the army to kill 4 DTs. As ShoWTimE gets in here, it's not necessarily about being seen. As we see, he still just wrecks a queen, and DTs attack not just really quickly, but so hard, the Lynx will die pretty fast as well. He just scoops them up one at a time. It doesn't matter if they get low as long as they don't die, because you can turn them into full health Archons afterwards. Now, the War Prism might be in a little bit of a sticky spot. Actually, Namshar, woo, gonna kill that War Prism, but the DTs still get out alive. Keep in mind they're still low enough that he doesn't want to dedicate these, so he's gonna pull them back and turn them into Archons. Does suck losing the Warp Prism though. Another one being remade right now. Gonna try and make up for it, but having the Warp Prism go down means those Archons, should they have been made right away, still wouldn't have been able to maneuver around to the bases. So this was, frankly, a really good pickoff for Namshar. As he moves towards his Spire Tech, he might go towards Mutas. He might just get a couple of Corruptors. I'm unsure, but we'll see what his choice is. I think watching players like Rogue and some others more recently, though, regardless of what matchup, like it with PvZ or ZVP, I think Mutas have been showing a really good, strong force that people are very comfortable playing with lately. Meanwhile, as he does merge in those Archons on the front line, the Stalker's going to try and pick up the Overseer. That would have been really scary for Namshar to lose, because then all of a sudden 1 or 2 more DTs become a viable part of the army. But well, the gold base is a lot of extra income, and it's really nice to have. It's still pretty scary. This is right here. This is very exposed, and it's very far away from the main. Creep spread doesn't even fully connect all the bases, so this should be a pretty good assault for ShoWTimE. He's going to eat some of these Corrosive Bowels if he's not careful. Pulls back, though. Archons, please. Somebody kill that Overseer. Kill that Overseer and warp in some DTs. Alright, while this goes down, we do have more Stalkers being made, and I guess Blink's going to be the opportune choice. He decides to blink a little bit forward, surrounds the Ravagers. They're going to get picked off. They're going to go down. Namshar's almost out of juice at this point. The drone's just going to be pulled away. I don't think he can actually retreat with Stalkers being where they are. They're going to blink, they're going to shoot, they're going to kill, and these drones are going to die. But actually, hold the phone. Transfuse goes down to that Roach, keeps it alive a little bit longer. And ShoWTimE's not going to chase the units. He's instead going to go right back to that gold base and looks to finish it off. So Overlord's going down. Base going to die. This was a really nice fight for ShoWTimE. Namshar decides to place another third down pretty quickly, but I think it's going to be facing a lot of the same problems. Not a lot of creep spread, and worse here is that he's actually going to be coming through a choke on that ramp. Ravagers are out. Their auto attacks are going to be pretty fantastic, but Blink should keep him from taking much corrosive bile damage. He does, of course, end up eating like 4 as they say this. Come on, ShoWTimE, please! But his micro's on point. The army supplies are pretty well matched, but I think for ShoWTimE, yep, it's going to be a victory. GG! Sorry, awkward typing is awkward. We're gonna go to a commercial break. I need to actually, well, I think we're gonna have to wait for the finals anyways. That ZVP may have been faster than the ZVZ on the other side. I don't see Nurture out of game right now. But I do have to take care of something really important. Anyway, so time's up well for this commercial break. In case you guys ever wondered, by the way, like what do they do during the commercial break? Like 99% of the year, I want to say we dick around and we just like say stupid things. These last 2 weeks, it's been like every single 2-minute commercial break has just been like more time crunch spent on like sending important emails or talking to sponsors or replying to people. So I gotta go do some of that. It's not fun. I might be gone for a little bit longer than expected, but I will not miss the finals. That's for certain. So stick around. I'll see you guys soon.